Right. When you think of timeless video games, one name stands tall in the pantheon of classics: Tetris. It's a game that defies the odds, transcending generations, consoles, and even cultural barriers. Today, we're diving deep into the 8-bit masterpiece that brought Tetris into countless living rooms around the globe. Tetris for the NES. Whether you're a seasoned pro at lining up those Tetraminos or just discovering the magic for the first time, there's no denying the addictive charm of this pixel-perfect puzzle game. Let's take a trip back to 1989 and uncover why this version of Tetris is still stacking up to the competition. Tetris on the NES wasn't just a game, it was a phenomenon. Developed by Nintendo and released in the late 80s, it took a simple concept, stack falling blocks to clear lines, and turned it into an obsession. But what made the NES version so special? It starts with the gameplay. The controls are tight and responsive, giving players an unparalleled level of precision. Whether you're flipping pieces to squeeze into that last open slot or rotating them to create the perfect combo, everything feels fluid and intuitive. It's this balance of simplicity and challenge that makes Tetris so incredibly satisfying. And then there's the music. Let's talk about that iconic soundtrack for a second. The NES version took Korobeinaki, a traditional Russian folk tune, and transformed it into a chiptune earworm that sticks with you long after you've turned off the console. The music isn't just catchy, it's perfectly tuned to the gameplay. As the pieces fall faster, the tempo picks up, pushing your adrenaline to the max. It's a perfect harmony of sound and gameplay, making every session feel like an intense, high-stakes battle between you and the falling blocks. But we can't talk about Tetris without mentioning its visuals. Sure, by today's standards, it's minimalistic. But back then, the clean, colorful graphics were a revelation. Each Tetramino is instantly recognizable, and the playfield is designed to keep your focus sharp. There's no unnecessary clutter, just you, the pieces, and the challenge ahead. It's this simplicity that makes Tetris timeless. The graphics don't age because they're not trying to be something they're not. Now let's talk about the impact of Tetris on the NES. This wasn't just another puzzle game, it was the puzzle game. It brought families together, turning living rooms into battlefields as players took turns trying to beat each other's high scores. It also became a staple at gaming parties, proving that you didn't need flashy action or complex mechanics to have fun. Tetris showed the world that games could be simple yet endlessly engaging, a lesson that still resonates in game design today. And let's not forget the competitive mode. If you've ever played head-to-head Tetris on the NES, you know how exhilarating it can be. It's a test of skill, speed, and strategy that's as entertaining to watch as it is to play. The NES version laid the groundwork for the competitive Tetris scene we see today, and it's still a blast to revisit. Tetris for the NES isn't just a game, it's a legacy. It's the perfect blend of simplicity, strategy, and endless replayability. Decades later, it still manages to captivate players with its elegant design and addictive gameplay. If you've never experienced the NES version, do yourself a favor and give it a shot. And if you're a longtime fan, dust off that cartridge and rediscover why this classic holds such a special place in gaming history. So, what do you think? Does Tetris for the NES hold up as one of the greatest games of all time? Let me know your thoughts in the comments below. And don't forget to like and subscribe for more trips down gaming's memory lane. Until next time, keep stacking those blocks and chasing those high scores. Game on.